What's up guys, welcome back to another monster video. So in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the monster Florian Malsang, which is the newest ancestral monster. I'm going to do a full review, level 1, 250, rank 5. Apparently this monster is a controller or denier, one of the two, which is actually kind of surprising because I thought it was an attacker. I just read the little bit of the description when I did my season review a couple days ago. So I'm super excited and I'm curious to see what this monster is all about as a controller or denier, whatever it is. But I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure you drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, it's going to get started. Alrighty guys, so take a look at this. We have 9,000 cells here. We have 1,300 gems. We have 1.57 billion food as well. So huge thanks and shout out to Social Point for providing all these resources to make this video possible for you guys. So here we have the egg. Thanks to that, I'm going to go ahead and actually use it and look at the egg. Whoa, look at that. Hey, that's actually kind of cool. I like that egg. But anyways, guys, if you want to obtain this monster, go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen. It'll take you straight to the game, or you can hit the link description down below. It'll take you straight to the game. You can either purchase the tickets or grind the cave and get yourself, of course, the monster from here. You know what I mean? But it kind of looks like a different version of Doctor Doom from Marvel. It just, the mask is missing. I've told you guys that before, didn't I? That's what it looks like to me. But anyways, guys, so Florian Malsang here. It's a nature and metal. Oh, nature and metal. It is part of mechanical and evil legions. Wow, they've been releasing a lot of monsters from in the recent recently in the evil legions, I feel like, right? But anyways, so take a look at this guy. What is his ultimate gonna look like, or his awakening? Oh, okay. That's kind of sick. And I'm telling you, that kind of did look like Doctor Doom, like, one of his abilities, like that green thing, the blast. It looks very much alike. But let's take a look at this trait, because with ancestral monsters, you guys know traits are just insanely good, right? For the most part. But anyways, let's see what we have here. Bulwark. Bulwark is one of the best traits to have in the game, so this already makes him pretty good. I really like that. So basically, all status effects have a 50% less accuracy against this monster of this unique cast. So basically, you know what I mean, if the enemy tries to land something on you, there's a 50% chance of it missing, 50% chance of it landing. For example, like I believe freeze, any kind of control. I think also any kind of negative status effect too. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. But anyways, immune to stun, then static or freeze immunity. Can we maybe turn that into like a control immunity by any chance? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we get random torture. So random torture can be nice. You know what I mean? It could throw off the enemy. That's for sure. And then dodge area, which will evade all area skills. So that is, if I'm not mistaken, is that 2 in a row? Let's take a look. So previous monster was Akira. Akira didn't have dodge area. I was actually mistaken him with this one. So yeah, there's Maximus with dodge area, then there's Florian. And then also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Sibido was another one, Xand right there as well. But once you go ahead and hatch this monster, you'll actually get yourself these rewards. So this is just for this monster exclusively. If you can just go ahead and in it, hatch it up, that's all you have to do. You don't even have to feed up the monster. But what we have to do is, of course, spend, although 9,000 cells is way too much, I believe we only need like 2k if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to go ahead and use all these cells towards getting this monster ranked up. Let's go ahead and get that to 130. We get static freeze immunity unlocked. And it's actually fairly easy to rank ancestral monsters, like max them out in my opinion, than it is with mythics. Like it takes me less time ranking up like a specific ancestral monster than with mythics, right? Maybe that's just me, but honestly that's what I've noticed, because with ancestrals they require less cells to max these guys out. Because I remember when I first initially started seeing ancestral monsters being released, I remember with Graphite Iron Wings, Tideborn, and all those other monsters like early ancestrals, I was like, what the heck? How are my teammates, like Bunky for example, she just was maxing out these ancestral monsters like crazy at the time, and I'm like, what the heck? Like they're spending so much money in this game. But no, it's really not all that. I thought it was gonna be like 9,000 cells to max out one ancestral monster, until later on I found out it's only like 100 to 120 cells or whatever. So it's fairly cheap, and it goes up to I think 200 max that you can spend at a time. But anyways, so Florian, we have it maxed out. Let's take a look at the stats. So 62,528 strength, 1.9 million life, and 33,744 speed. Now in terms of stats, it's actually faster than, well, faster than all the previous monsters. Let's say that. Comparing it with everybody, even Stina, of course, because Stina's also kind of falls into that category a little bit. So yeah, speed is actually all the way up there. 26,000 strength. This one has 27. So the strength is lower, but it's okay because remember, he's not an attacker. So it doesn't really matter for him to have like low strength. So Akira does have a higher stat in terms of like strength wise, but with life we have 6.7, 6.75. Let's see, 6.77. So slightly higher, I've got to say. Of course, the only thing is just that strength part. All right, enough said. I know a lot of you guys want to see the skills. Let's see what we have here. Applies cold blood to itself, disables anticipation trait on one enemy, removes cold blood from itself, and gains one extra turn. Ah, okay. This can actually come in very, very handy. I really like this skill. We haven't had a skill like this, I don't think ever, right? You guys can correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure this is actually the first monster to have something like this, which is really good because if there's a taunt monster in the enemy team or mega taunt or whatever it is, tank, it's gonna bypass it. But not just that, but let's say like there's Genaza or another anticipation monster, anybody, right? It literally targets them to remove it. And once you disable that anticipation trait, you're getting that extra turn. So it's really good because you're not going to trigger any kind of anticipation. This monster would probably go well with Akira, I would say. Akira would be a pretty good pair up with this monster, actually. I'm pretty sure everybody's probably running that, if I have to guess, for PvP already. I can't access PvP right now, but I bet you there's players running that right now just with that one skill that I saw. But hey, that's just one skill. But let's see what else we have here. Removes evasion from all enemies, applies possession to all enemies. That's really good. So if you're going to go up against Grayseal, for example, because Grayseal does have, you know, that applies evasion, or any other monster that really applies evasion, this can actually come in handy against them, so it's really good. But let's see what else we have here. Applies 2 random torture status effects, well, 2 random tortures to all enemies, disables traits on all enemies. Okay, so basically a TD to everybody. Cool. All right, what else do we have here? Let's see, moderate nature damage to one enemy, applies mega possession and toxins. Ooh, that's really, really good, because think about it, right? So you applied the mega possession, so they're either going to charge up or attack themselves, but also they're going to take in so much damage. They're just taking an insane amount of damage from the toxins torture. And you guys know that's one of the best tortures to have in the game. This one applies a random torture, gains 1 extra turn. I like this, but the thing is, 3 turn cooldown, 48 stamina cost, that's a lot. This one deals low metal damage to one enemy, disables traits on one enemy, and gains 1 extra turn. You know what? Here's the thing. This is a hot take, but here's the thing, guys. I would probably run this over this, just because think about it. All right. So here's the play. This monster takes in the first turn because you're definitely going to be running this monster with full speed, right? So you're running full speed. You do this to bypass taunt and mega taunt to trait disable the anticipation. Once you take care of that, you still have to deal with that megaton, right? So why would you like waste the whole turn using this? Yeah, it's nice applying 2 random tortures, but also you're losing the turn because trait disabling, that's most likely going to go towards a megaton. So why would you actually do that when you can just trait disable, gain an extra turn, and then after that you can either mega possess the main threat, you know, that could be either the anticipation monster or like the attacker, for example, or you can, like, if there's no dodge area or anything, you can literally just remove evasion, which most likely they won't have evasion, but let's say you know, they don't, you just apply possession to everybody, which is really good. So in my opinion, I think you should actually switch this out with this, okay? And I know some of you guys are probably gonna you know, use the AoE skill, which is okay. You can actually like definitely do that. I'd say it all comes down to like preference, like personal preference, but I'm definitely going to be running the 2 extra turn skills, and then of course the other 2 being both possessions, because the monster is a controller. So anyways, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spend the gems here, but we do need to free up some more runes. All right, Storm, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go ahead and just remove a couple of these runes from you. I'll probably do the same thing to my guy Snowclus. Sorry about that. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, basically what you want to do for the runes is you want to just give it full speed runes. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 level ends basically, and I would recommend giving all speed, guys. This monster, you want to take it in the first turn. Like, you want this monster as fast as possible, so you might even you know, you could have scenarios where you're just going to be running this monster with full like 16 speed with triple speed on him. So all your allies can have like team speeds on all of them, right? And this monster having full speed because you want this to be the fastest, and it technically is the fastest right now in the game. So you can technically still outspeed everybody else in the game. I do want to take a look at the awakening because I know a lot of you guys want me to see this as well. So let's see what we have here. So awakening conditions: upon turn end, enemies accumulate 7 tortures in total. Ah, okay. That is quite interesting. But what do you get out of that? Let's see. So awaken mode virtues. You get anticipation and you get torture immunity. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then what is this all about? Let's see. Applies 3-turn death countdown. Applies a mega possession and fear. Oh, they are cooked. Oh my gosh, they're cooked. Unless guys, they are not trade disabled, right? Or like they have dodge area or something. That is why, you know, some of you guys will probably want to run the AoE trade disabled just with his awakening. That can help him out a lot. But you know, it's up to you guys. If you want to run it, you can. But anyways, I actually want to take a look at some of the other skills that we have here. Those possession and toxins all enemies. Yo, I really like this. I really do. I might actually switch this out with this one. Now, again, guys, it's a personal preference, but I personally really like toxins, and I feel like I'd probably sacrifice removing evasion with it. Now, you guys can probably do something different. You know, you could run this instead of this, but I really like this. I'm gonna run it, okay? Let's see what else we have here, though. Removes evasion, deals low nature damage. Don't run that. Don't run this either. This one I wouldn't run either. Nope, nope. Okay. Rest of them are garbage, basically, but these 4 can definitely be the best. This one too, and so is this one. Maybe that one too. He does have a lot of great skills, which I really like. Now, in terms of relics, you have double trap. Now, for the double trap, in my opinion, the best trap to give, or one of, would be Adderlast trap, which I don't have, but if you do have it, give it. Underworld Dweller is actually not bad too if you want to give it. There's a couple other ones like Underworld. There is the Slumpster trap. There's Nebulance or Volcanic trap, I would say, but this would be one of a must. Like this one's a must for sure because you want a way to regenerate stamina. Now for my second one, I'm actually going to do the Underworld trap just because I wish I had the Adderlast trap, but unfortunately I don't. But these two can definitely work out, so I'm just going to go ahead and run them. Now here's a similar setup that I want you guys to actually run when you are going to try this out. I'm not going to give relics on Adult on purpose, just because we will be testing out on an adventure map, and unfortunately the friendly battles is still down, so they're still working on some, you know, fixes and stuff like that, so it's temporarily down, but it'll be back up soon, guys. But anyways, triple team speed, and then I would do triple team speed on Akira, but I don't have these ones to switch out with, so I'm just doing like a speed, you know, strength, team speed, whatever. But I was gonna originally do like a full team speed. I just don't have team speed for level 11 to switch out with. But anyways, Florian, let's see how fast. 85k is actually not bad. It is pretty fast. All right, so we're gonna have him take into the first turn. So here's what you would do. Say like Elvira here would have anticipation, and there's like a taunt monster there. What you can actually do is you can bypass it and basically trade disable the anticipation, get an extra turn, and then you can either possess with toxins, or you can do trade disable to that taunt monster. So let's say this guy's a tank. So what you would do, you just trade disable it. Now the path is open. So now you can either do a single target or AoE. I would probably recommend the AoE just because you will target everybody and you basically possess everybody. And there it is. He gets his awakening just like that. So we got our awakening. This guy can just go nuts right now because look at this. So once he gets the turn, he can actually go crazy right now. I'm just going to go ahead and do something like this. Obscure Sword kicks in and eliminates everybody. There's a next wave though. So here we get our awakening, right? Or our ultimate. So this one applies a 3-turn death countdown to all enemies, applies mega possession and fear. The only thing is I won't be able to actually possess this one unless we use our trade disable skill, which is on cooldown unfortunately. But let's say if it wasn't, I was going to be able to trade disable that, and then I can do something like this, which will basically target everybody. Now keep in mind, it's not dealing any damage, but it is possessing and fearing and applying the death countdowns on them. So then what you can do is you can actually take advantage. You can either attack or you can just have them suffer. So here's what I mean, all right? I'm just going to go ahead and charge up, and they will be suffering from the fear and the possession. Now this one just has fear only, so there it is. Looks like, oh wow, okay, looks like we have 2 turns fear for that one. So is that one, which is cool. I believe all fear actually comes like that, right? The monster loses his next turn 50. Oh no, yeah, 50% chance of the following. So I just got lucky. Let's see if this one continues to have fear. No, Okay, but the possession is still there though, which is really good. But anyways, let's see with this one. Oh, she actually gets fear for all 3 turns. Isn't that unfortunate? Like that is actually so unfortunate. That one, the fear actually went away, and so did the possession. You can either attack it and eliminate it, or you can just give it 1 turn. What's gonna happen with 1 turn, right? They can't really do anything. But look, he just lost all turns thanks to the fear. So that fear can be really dangerous if you apply it right. You know, that can actually be pretty bad. And all I really did was just apply the death countdown with the all the other stuff, and they're gonna die to it basically. And I do wish Florian had another type of control skill besides, of course, you know, just possessing the enemies. Looks like that's the only thing he really has. I mean, there's fear, but that comes with the awakening, right? With the ultimate. So unfortunately, that is a bummer. All right, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and test it out against this setup this time. So let's say there's dodge area, right? And this time, of course, there's no taunt or anything like that. What you can do is you can, you know, single target trade disable that dodge area monster, and then apply your toxins and poison. So just like that, we got our awakening so freaking quickly. Yo, okay. Yo, he is really easy to awaken, which is actually pretty nuts. So this definitely will most likely be the next meta monster, guys. What I mean by that is that he's going to be pretty useful. You know what I mean? He will be very, very useful. So I will recommend investing in him. Again, with this other skill, all it really does is it just mega possession and it's toxins, right? Applies toxins. Let's say we do this. Unfortunately, the toxins missed, but the mega possession did land. And honestly, that is the most important part anyways. So I'm glad it actually did that. Monster trap kicking in to regenerate my stamina, and look at that, guys. 3-turn death countdown, fear, mega possession. Didn't take the death countdown, but it's okay because they lose a lot of turns. And then you have your attacker on the side here that's just gonna go nuts. If I just auto it, yeah, he's just gonna defeat all of them. So it's either, you know, your attacker can do the thing, or, you know, you have Florian on the side that can just use the awakening and just go crazy. Now, I would say another really good ally with Florian would be, here it is, listen to this, Primerion. Primerion would be excellent because you can even do triple team suit on Primerion and have this one taken the first turn, because he'll be opening up the path for you, right? And then Primerion just goes crazy. So those 2 monsters together with like a mega taunt is just a perfect combo. If you guys want to see something like that, let me know in the comments down below. But that's gonna be pretty much it for today's Monster Gens monster review on the newest ancestral Florian. Again, you can pick this monster up through, you know, the Conjuring event that's available right now. All you have to do is scan the QR code that's on the screen, and or hit the link in the screen down below. Get yourself the monster from the Conjuring event, guys. But that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you all so much for watching, and thanks again to Social Point for sponsoring this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.